There has been a dramatic escalation of hostilities in the Middle East. A joint US-Israeli military operation has struck multiple high-value targets inside Iran. As a result, Iran's top leadership has almost completely been wiped out, though Iran is saying they were ready for it and they have a second team in place, a B team in place, as it were. Now, Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, has been killed, according to state media. This is now something that has been confirmed by everyone. He had led the Islamic Republic since 1989. So for the last 36 years or so, Iran has seen no other leader other than Khamenei. In fact, there's an entire generation that only has seen Khamenei as its leader. So what happens to Iran from here on? Who will be his successor? All those questions have still not been answered. But Iran saying they were prepared for this to happen. Israel and the US are also saying that several of Iran's top military commanders and regime figures have been eliminated in these strikes. The one thing they are not making clear is whether they were eliminated in today's strike or yesterday's strike that took out Ayatollah Khamenei. Now, amongst the people who have been killed is the head of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. He has been killed. His successor has now been named. Ironically, I do believe that his predecessor was killed in American strikes last year in June, if I'm not mistaken. Now, amongst those reportedly killed or struck in the operation are, as I said, the Revolutionary Guards commander, General Mohammad Pakpour. He was killed or believed to be killed by Israeli forces. The defense minister is dead as well. Aziz Nasrallah, he reportedly killed in airstrikes. So has Ali Shamkhani, he is the secretary of Iran's Supreme National Security Council. All of them confirmed dead by the Israeli military, and Iran has not denied it. In fact, they have put out, press releases confirming these deaths. Abdul Rahim Mousavi, who is the chief of staff of the Iranian armed forces, has been killed as well. Now, the scale of the strikes has prompted Iranian missile counterattacks across the region and has marked an unprecedented attempt to decapitate Iran's political military leadership. Okay, there's breaking news coming in. The Israeli military is saying it has now launched a broad wave of strikes in the heart of Tehran. The escalation continues, as it were. We've had American guests telling us on this show that Iran is deliberately targeting civilians and civilian areas. It seems Israel is doing the same. Colonel Mahesh Ramachandran, this is war and no one will be spared.
Absolutely. I mean, this morning there were strikes on Israel. We don't know the outcome because we didn't see what destruction it's caused. And this is a clear hit back. And this you can call it tit for tat or what. This action will continue. And this is how I see this kind of war. This is how I see it panning out in the next few days. At some point of time, there are a few off-ramps which are there. At some point of time, both sides or three sides will sit and then, and then decide as to how we bring this to an end. But I don't think there's going to be a clear winner in this. Also, there is Israel and there is the US on one side, and their allies, the Saudis and UAE and all those countries. So what will happen after that? Like somebody rightly said, being a friend of the US is dangerous. Being an enemy of the US is dangerous. Being a friend is fatal. So what happens? What happens after that? So
the question also is what happens to Iran after what has happened. Your entire military leadership has been wiped out. Your supreme commander has been killed. 40 of your top leaders have been eliminated in these airstrikes. Yes, you can give out the impression of some degree of stability by naming successors. But there is little doubt about the fact that Iran right now has been pushed to a corner. There is absolutely no doubt about that. Welcoming my guests this afternoon. Brahmachalani sir, thank you very much. Burzeen Wagmar, Center for Iranian Studies, joining us on the broadcast. Colonel Ramachandran continues to be with us, and Colonel George continues to be with us. He's joining us from Israel. Burzeen, can I ask you, as we now get a confirmation that the Israeli military has launched a broad wave of strikes in the heart of Tehran, how you see this playing out for Iran? As we've been talking about since morning, it's not just the supreme commander who's been killed, the entire leadership, military and civil leadership of Iran seems to have been eliminated as well. What happens from here on? Okay, there may be some technical problem there. We'll try and go across. We'll go across to him in just a bit. Before that, there are some more stories breaking at this hour. We know that Ayatollah Khamenei has been killed in U.S. strikes. We now have Tehran issuing their first official statement. The foreign minister of Iran is issuing the statement. They are saying that his martyrdom will not go unanswered. They will avenge it. They are saying Iran has suffered a great loss. They are saying that the faithful will carry on his legacy. Shanjoy, how do you interpret what Tehran's foreign ministry is putting out?
First of all, how can you not say what the foreign minister of Iran has said? Quite naturally, you're not going to say that we are going to move away from his path hours after he was killed by the Americans. The war continues, so it is absolutely necessary to say that. But the question that the Iranians are not answering is, how is it that your top leaders, the supreme leader, 40 of your top military officials, was so unprotected or so much in the range of the American strikes that they were all eliminated virtually at the same time? Now, that's one thing. The next thing that the foreign minister needs to say is, what is his government going to do? Because, of course, they are going to hit back, they are going to strike. But as foreign minister, are you reaching out to other countries? Is there any talk of a ceasefire? All of those things, it's probably still a little too early before all this comes up. But this is clearly one of the most devastating strikes you can imagine. Can you imagine any war, any battle, where the first person, the first casualty, one of the first casualties is the head of the state?
I just want to put in, just want to tell our viewers about the pictures that we are seeing. Israel has already spoken about a fresh wave of attacks in Tehran, in the heart of Tehran, and now what you're seeing on your screens is the aftermath of the attacks. How many people have been killed? How many people injured? That is something we still do not know. Neither side have reported on deaths, though the Red Crescent seems to be indicating that about 200 people have been killed in Iran. Again, this is a claim they have made. This is something that Iranian agencies will have to confirm before we can officially put it out. But Donald Trump has called Khamenei one of the most evil people in history. He has warned Iran that if they continue with the retaliation that they have launched, then they will have a price to pay. Iran, on the other hand, has said that they are opening the gates of hell for Israel and for America as well. Pratibha, take us through what all the US is saying and how Iran is responding.
So, Shreya, you mentioned that
I think we should brace ourselves for more statements and more strikes to come out from both sides. Pratibha, they're keeping track of who's saying what in the pictures that are coming to us. The most dramatic ones, of course, coming to us from Bahrain, from Dubai, and from Doha as well. Doha becoming a place that has been hit both by the Israelis and by Iran now as well. Lieutenant General KJ Singh, welcoming you to the show. Colonel Rafael, you continue to be with us. Colonel Rafael, earlier on the show, there was talk about how Iran is not stopping at anything. They are targeting civilians as well. In this case, we are seeing civilians being targeted as well. We are seeing pictures that are coming to us from Tehran. We have Israel telling us that they are, targeting installations in Tehran. I mean, if they are killing civilians, you are killing civilians as well.
Well, absolutely not. I mean, Israel is targeting just military and military-related targets, aiming to, of course, diminish and really destroy the military and non-conventional capabilities of Iran. Some collateral damage is always been taken into consideration. However, the focus is on military and related items and facilities. And this is the focus of Israeli strikes. And I must say that, to my impression, the fact of the decapitation operation at the opening stage of this operation caused a kind of chaos in Iran. So the moment Iran is now threatening to retaliate and to augment the level of its retaliation is a part of a psychological warfare, which is the only remaining real weapon they have in hands now, because on the military aspect, their arsenal has been reduced severely, so that in a few days they won't be able to proceed with such attacks, especially on the Gulf states, because regarding Israel,
Colonel Rafael, that is already happening. Sorry to interrupt you here, but this is news just coming in. Iranian missiles have now been intercepted over Doha. In Qatar, about 8 people are injured in these Iranian attacks. The total number of people now wounded in Qatar stands at 16. So no one being spared in the Middle East. Tehran's retaliation campaign in the Gulf is currently underway. Drones are also targeting Omani ports, is what we are being told. A vessel has been hit in Omani waters. This is a maritime incident which is being reported from the north of Qasab port. There are some reports that 4 crew members have been injured in this attack. So this is what Oman is saying, that 4 crew members have been injured in the attack on one of their ships. This is, Oman is expected to be, is supposed to be a mediator, right, Colonel Ramachandran? And you have the mediator being attacked, so the diplomatic solution that some guests rather optimistically spoke about this morning, that's not happening if you're targeting the mediator.
So the gloves are off, absolutely, Shreya, and I mean, there's no mediator now. So, but I'll tell you, you saw this this attack. You seeing, I can see it here in your studio in Bahrain, and a friend, a coursemate of mine, was physically there, and he clicked these photos and he sent it to me yesterday. Tell me, have you heard of how many casualties have happened there?
No.
You haven't, you will never. So with all this war, there is this propaganda war, there is this psychological operation, there is a perception battle. And we have to live with. So whatever figures, whether it is coming from Israel, whether it is coming from Iran, that, you know, we didn't kill civilians, we only targeted military installations. Collateral damage is part of, you know, civilians will die. That's part of war. So, but whatever numbers come, I think you need to take it with a
pinch of salt.
More than that. Yeah.
Yes. All right. We'll take it with a bucket of salt if you insist. But welcoming Lieutenant General KJ Singh on the broadcast as well. General Singh, you are joining us after what has been a long night, a long morning, and promises to be a long afternoon and a long evening as well. Can I ask you, as we see things escalate in the Middle East, I mean, if you have a situation where even Oman, which is considered to be the mediator in the region, being targeted, where do you see this end, and how soon do you see this end? My own sense, Srinjoy and I have been discussing this. My own sense is not before 2 weeks. But can Iran, you know, stand till then, given their entire military leadership is now gone?
Shreya, firstly, this operation from the US perspective and Israeli perspective has gone in the phase 1 rather well. To take out the entire top tier of leadership does create confusion, and it's open to question that how much of resilience the command and control system has got, that they will be able to take over and orchestrate a proper response. So that is one big success from American perspective. But the other side is that Iranians are known for their resilience. This faith of Shiaism is known to sort of known for making sacrifices, taking punishment, self-flagellation, and you'll see lots of it in the wake of demise of the supreme leader of Shias. You're seeing it in Karachi. You'll see it in some parts of India also, where Shias are in majority. You know, like an area like Kargil, probably some localities in Lucknow and Kulgam in J&K, they will get impacted because there'll be mourning taking place. And in my perspective, what I have read from various analysts, the basic plan seems to be that deliver a very hard initial dose.
Okay.
You know, initial barrage, and open up and take out the top leadership and open up the space for dissenters to come on the streets.
Okay.
There are no troops on ground. But Iran is a homogeneous society superficially. If you look and analyze demographically, Iran is only about 88% Shias.
Correct.
And then there are Sunnis, there are Kurds who are also Sunnis. So these pockets are definitely waiting for some kind of a collapse of top leadership.
Okay.
And while in this culture, you know, what you see, an anchor breaking down, people mourning in city squares, this is a part of their culture. Like you've seen that Hindi movie, Rudali, where, you know, there are mourners who do it competitive kind of thing. So don't make too much out of it.
Okay.
But all the same, in my perception, the plot is the next 3-4 days are going to be crucial.
Okay.
In which they'll watch how many people take to streets and like this.
Well, you know, so far the pictures that we have got from Iran are pictures. There are two pictures that have come out. One is that of celebration, yes, most definitely. But then you have pictures coming to us of massive crowds that are gathered and they are saying death to America. So clearly Iran is a divided society, and if Donald Trump had hoped that after, you know, 24 hours of airstrikes and the killing of Ayatollah Khamenei, Iran would come out on the streets and suddenly become a liberal free democracy. Is that happening? It's not happening immediately, at least. Meanwhile, just take a look at what has happened in Karachi. This is where mobs have entered the US consulate. In the clashes between the protesters and the security forces, at least 10 people have been killed. That is something we can now confirm. All these 10 people being killed outside the consulate in Karachi. But as Srinjoy has been pointing out, if you look at the pictures clearly, Srinjoy, it's not like the protesters were not able to breach the security cordon and get close to the consulate. If you see, they actually were in a position to set parts of the building at least on fire. You know, it's quite mind-boggling to think that the Pakistanis would let this happen. Asim Munir clearly sleeping on a Sunday.
See, and not only that, but at this time, if your neighbors are fighting the Americans, and you have the kind of people you have in Pakistan, additional security would have been necessary. Look at that picture. You see how close all this mob is to the consulate. They are just outside. They have come all the way inside, right up to the main gate, and they are bashing at the embassy, the consulate walls with iron rods, and then, as you rightly said, setting it on fire. Now, how could you be allowed to do that is the question. Sure, security forces arrived, fired, 10 people were killed. But what it means is clearly oversight, and that probably looked like tear gas. But what it means is that you allowed this entire lot of people to go right up to the consulate. Wasn't there a security cordon? Didn't you keep that in mind for these last 2 days all this is happening? Didn't you know that this could happen? And after all these lunches in the White House, you would think this is the absolute minimum you should do?
As we speak and see those pictures coming to us from Karachi, there is another piece of big breaking news coming in, and the news is only getting worse worse for Iran, that has lost over 40 commanders in the Israeli and American airstrikes. Tehran Time now reporting that the head of the police intelligence organization of Iran has been martyred. Their words, not mine. Just to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you've had the defense minister of Iran killed. You've had the Revolutionary Guard chief being killed. You have the army chief being killed. Of course, Ayatollah Khamenei has been killed in these strikes as well. Now it turns out the head of the police intelligence organization of Iran has been killed in these strikes as well. Some intelligence chief he was is a question that I'm sure will be debated in just a bit. But for the moment, a quick break. We are coming back with more. That's the big piece of breaking information that is coming in. Colonel Ramachandran, quick comment here. Iran's intelligence has failed spectacularly, given the fact that you left your supreme commander vulnerable. That got him killed. Your entire military leadership has been killed. And your police intelligence organization chief has been killed as well.
Yeah, it has failed miserably, and it just seems to be failing more by the day. I don't know. There could be two things. There are 2 or 3 reasons in this. One is that probably their entire intelligence and counter-intelligence infra, etc., has been busted. Whatever that is possible. And secondly, I think they haven't taken, these bases. America has got so many bases in the Middle East, almost every country in the Middle East. They also function as intelligence and surveillance agencies. So they get their, inputs, very good specific inputs. Somewhere I think Iran has lost a trick there, and they don't seem to be getting any better.
Baffling, because everyone is saying we expected it. Iran is saying we expected it as well. If you expected it, you should have been prepared for it.
And they should have expected it.
And now your police intelligence chief is dead as well. With that big piece of breaking information, I'm slipping into a quick break. There's more on the other side. We continue to be with the story. Many developments being reported this afternoon. Do stay with us.